Well, good morning, everyone. How you all doing? Whittler Dave. We finally got our rain. It's sprinkling this, that. It's not really a busy day. I'm just setting up for Gatlinburg. I'm waiting for Lara, my wife, to make it in. She went up to see our first grandchild. She's on the road right now. Her and her best friend should be coming through Nashville, Tennessee here pretty soon, and straight on into Knoxville and back into Gatlinburg. So I'm just mapping her, making sure she's safe and everything, all that stuff. But I'm not really doing nothing. I've been knocking out wooden spoons. I tried to do a video of this the other day on some of these spoons, but the sun was in my way. The camera messed up, and I will get somebody to help me. And there's another one. And then I did my first left-hand spoon. I've never carved a left-hand spoon in my life, and I was asked, would I do one, or have I ever? No, I've never done one. So, hey, I did my first. She is a left-hand long stock spoon, all cut out with a hatchet naturally, chisels, all done by hand and knife. Solid cherry, left-hand spoon. So, my wife's girlfriend, when she comes in, I don't know anybody's left-handed around here, so she's going to come in, and I told her I'd bring it. So I got to pick my wife up in Pigeon Forge so she don't have to drive all the way back to Gatlinburg, turn around, drive back to Pigeon Forge. So I'm going to bring the spoon and just, see how it fits. But this ain't nothing. I'm just doing some whittling, working on an angel, and thought I'd talk to you guys for a few minutes. Let's get you down here. Oh, look at this big angel that I drawed. Look at that big old angel. And then I got to tint it here. That's what that's for. I will make a tenon out of this, and I'll cut a pocket in a mortise and tint it, and I'll cut it in a piece of wood, and it'll set, and it'll look like her dress is floating. This one will be coming. I love carving angels. I always have. And I'm working on an angel that I done before years ago, but I changed it up. I'm changed up, made it out of a little bit thinner wood and stuff like that. And like I said, hang on, folks. Let's get this on. I forgot to put my apron on. Let's put this apron on there. Yep. But anyway, it just ain't nothing really big, nothing really crazy. It's just, I'm just whittling. See if I can get you down here better. This ain't gonna be the greatest video. I hope people like it. It's just I'm knocking out this other angel. I did get this angel done. It goes to Texas. I'll show you this. There she is. Ain't she pretty? Yeah, this one is. I love that angel. I can't remember if I showed that to you or not. Hey, I got Oldism. When you get to a certain point of life, you do good to remember your own name. And I don't want to know mine. I would hang up on if I called myself, I'd hang up on myself. I'd be like, oh no, goodbye. But just the other simple little angel. I used to do these a lot thicker, and I've made a tenon on it too. So I want her to float above the board and make it look like she's just floating there, just with her dress and stuff. So I've changed it up and made it a little bit different. I'm just whittling. Nothing big. I got most of the truck packed for Burger King tomorrow. I just got to pack my little brown bag and my knives and stuff. Stuff like that. Yeah. I had a guy to contact me and to ask me about my carving table. And like I told him, it's impossible for me to ship one because shipping would be a nightmare. So, but I told him, I said, you could come down here and just spend a whole day with me and bring some wood and stuff. And I've got some wood, and we'll put it together, and there you go. There you go. You can build your own. Or I can build you one, and then when you come down here, I'll just, you can pick it up from my shop. And I don't know how much I'm going to charge for them. I mean, they're an awesome table. They are. I've not mapped this table. All this whole table was built out of scrap. I've told you that before. So now I've got to define it and make a. I'm thinking about making some blueprints for it because I don't know. I don't know size. I know it's 2 foot tall. That's what I told him. It's 2 foot tall. It looks about 10 inches or so wide. I really don't know. I just built it. You know? I just built it. So we'll just wait and see. Yep. Looking forward to tomorrow at Burger King. I like doing that so much. And let people, check out wood carving. And if you want to learn, you just meet me there. And I'll teach you the fundamentals of how to handle a knife. Other than that, you're going to have to create yourself. I can show you different cuts. But you're going to have the fundamentals of, I'll show you that, and then you just got to learn to take it from there. Don't be afraid to reach out of the box. And remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, and there's no right and no wrong. No right, no wrong. Just have fun. That's the whole thing about my style of carving. Just have fun. And then I didn't meet, but I talked to a phenomenal lady in Texas, the one that's interested in the angel. I'm not going to give her name right now because she didn't give me permission. But other than that, she is just and then she said, well, I'm not that good of a carver. Well, I'm going to tell you what, folks. She sent me pictures of her carvings. Yeah, I'm impressed. Highly, highly impressed. And everything. And then the next video I do, I've got something to show you guys that was sent to me. And I want to people hear the letter and stuff, and I'm not going to be reading. I told you that, I have a reading and spelling disability. I'm not very good at that. I don't like to be put on the spot. So either Brian or my wife will read the letter. But it is a beautiful gift, and, I appreciate when people send me stuff. I really do. I beyond appreciate. I didn't start the channel for that, but when you do send me something, just know this. I highly, highly appreciate that. So I'm going to do a video this week, and it'll probably be Brian. I'll let him read the letter to you and everything and show you what I got. It's just, it's phenomenal. It's beautiful. It's all handmade too. And that's me, 100% handmade. Handmade's the best. Like I said, we're just chitty chatty. Nothing big, nothing crazy. Nothing at all. Nope. Nothing crazy. Our weather's strange this year, I know that. I was sitting in the house, I just talked to my wife last night, and she said she was going to go to bed. And I asked her how her weather was, where she was at, and she said it was a little rainy and this and that. I said, well, they keep claiming it here. It wasn't 20 minutes later, my poor dogs like to lost their cookies. That thunder hit and stuff, and it just scared them to death. My dogs do not like thunderstorms. Only dogs I've ever owned has not liked thunderstorms. So, say the least, I haven't really had much sleep. I haven't. That's all right. My babies come first. I love my animals. I do. Little dog leg right here, old OCC tool. You know me, I talk about this a lot. Use this a lot in relief carvings and all style. I mean, just because I'm given a tool and they say, well, it's just for that. Nope. I will probably end up using it for something else. That's just me. Just me. Put a little swoop-de-doo right here in her bottom of her dress right here, where the shirt comes down. Basically, just a little swoop. Just a minor swoop. Roll that blade. Yep. Like I said, I love carving cedar. I had a guy tell me that he's going to try to get me some birch limbs. And there, some, where I can make custas and make cups and birch spoons and stuff. Yeah, he said he's got it on his property. I'm like, Lord, I have been trying to get some for years. And he asked me, I said, shoot, anywhere from 3-inch to 4-inch to 6-inch, it works. I told him, but he's going to bring it to me. He's not going to ship it. Like, Lord, no, it would cost too much money in shipping. It would. Way too much. You wouldn't like that price. Nope. And I'm not that special. I'm not. I'm just an average old man. A little swoop-de-doo in her little dressy-roo here. I don't like anything flat. There's, flat to me is no life. Don't be afraid to step out of that box and go, well, it's flat. Mr. Dave said there's no life in flat. So let's put some whoop-de-doos in it. Now, go for it. Yep. And I'll draw them lines right back in. I only had them there to show people. I did. They're just there to show people. See how her dress is flowing? It was flat. Now it's flowing. It's got movement. Lots of movement. See, it's still flat right there. So, got to take that out. There you go. Cut against the grain. You can hear it. Let's turn the knife this way and it should cut cleaner. There you go. See, it's cutting cleaner. Sometimes you gotta listen to the old knife. It's telling you. The old knife-a-roo. I don't know if I'll get to sit outside today or not, because it's just kind of, raining and stuff. And, no, I don't want to get my tools wet, because then I got to clean all them up. If I get moisture on them, and that's, I'm not worried about my table here, because it is coated. So I'm not, water's not going to really hurt it. And I'm not done coating it. I'm going to be making up a homemade sealer. What us old dogs used to make, because they didn't have all the fancy stores like they do now. And that's what I make for my bench that I have outside that I use, So, I'm going to make up some for this and coat it in that. And then it's definitely sealed. Yeah. Yes. Got some life movement there. Get rid of that flatness. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I'll roll all these edges over. See, it's too strong. So it will eventually be rolled over to soften the edge. Got to soften that edge and everything. See how it just flows. That's all it does. Just flows. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Enjoy carving angels so much. And I am going to do another one like I did that one I sewed, but I reversed this one. This is going to be on the right. The other one's been on the left. So, I'll do that. I'm going to do several of them because I'll sell them in my business. So, have a few of them roughed in and carved and ready to go. Name of the game, early bird gets the worm. Yeah! Yo, doggy, it looking good. Yeah, like I was telling you, the lady down in Texas, whew, she's an excellent carver. She understands concept, and she understands about flow, and I've seen several of her things, and I'm highly... I was telling my wife, I said, she'd be the one I wish was close, because I could show her so many tricks, and so many different things, and, she'd be easy to teach even more, because she's already climbed over the fence. Now she's learning more, she's gotten over that initial, I don't think I can do it, that yes, I can do it, is what I'm trying to say. And yes, my stuff is worth buying and worth seeing. I mean, it is. 100%. Got my respect. Yes'm. Oh, Lordy. Like I said, I don't sand these 100% because it is a handmade item. I do want to lose this stark edge right here. Now you can see how much nicer that looks. Just a little roundness. Just a tad. This looks like it's just flowing. And then for you guys, not really ready, let's just draw these cleats back in. There you go. You can see that, I hope. And I will cut this one down, cut this one down, and it's going to be running this way. I'm going to cut folds into it. Years and years ago, fold carving was extremely popular back in the Victorian era. And I used to fold carve. And it would look like you had these great big long walls, tall walls, and you would carve it and it would look like material. It looked like you folded over material. It's fold carving, very old style of carving, and I've done a few of those back when I've had collar in my hair. Yep, I was restoring a house and it was damaged, so I undamaged it. I made a new new one. I didn't replace the whole thing. I blended it in. I know so many tricks with stains and stuff. I'm very, I used to restore a lot of antique furniture, and you don't want to restore the whole thing by replacing new wood. You've got to learn to use what you got, and you have to learn to manipulate the wood and stain and stuff like that to create the look. And I know how to do all that. Yeah, I did it for years. What's wrong here, it's too thick. So see what I got to do. I have to come in here, come in here, come in here, and I will here and here and here, and I'll cut that out. I will take a chisel, just a a chisel, and I'll just come in here, and I'm gonna just knock that out to thin that inside of that dress down, like our hemline. And then I'll clean up the back, just enough. Yep, already looks better. See, it's already starting to, well, let's get it in here. See how it's got that right there, how it's whoop, whoop. Yep, that's what you want, whoop, whoop. With a little carving on the back side to get that look. I mean, a lot of people wouldn't see it because it's going to be down, but I see it. That's me. I know it's there and I know it's wrong. That's my OCC, I know it's wrong. A lot of people wouldn't even worry about it, but I know it's there. And it's not, I couldn't sell this knowing that it's wrong. It doesn't flow. And, unless you picked it up and you can really see, if you look at the bottom, you may be able to see this after I put the stand on it. I don't know. But I know it's there, and it's got to get carved regardless if you're ever going to see it or not. And see, it's got that little whoop-to-do. Whoop, whoop. Where this one's flat still. So, people don't have to do that, but I'm a firm believer. Clean up your carvings, make it flow, even regardless if you're never going to see it again. In the long run, you did a proper job. Yep. Now when I cut these folds in here, I'll be able to take, and let's see here, it's going to go, see, this way, it's going to go here and here. That's the front. So this will drop down, and this will drop down. Yep, and then I will take and cut these in. When I get this done, I will fold this in here just a little bit in these corners. It's just a lot of work. Do you have to do it? No. You don't have to take it like I do. I take things really extreme, but it's just me as an artist. It's just what I see. I don't expect people to do that at all. It's just sometimes it can drive you nuts, but short trip for me. And see, I'm just going to sand a little bit of that out, even though it's the back side. I know it's there. And see how it's starting to flow down on her backside. And I'll taper up some more, take it up through here and here, and clean it all up. Oh, that's it. Well, this wasn't nothing, folks. I just wanted to get on here and really talk to you guys. And, it ain't a good video, I know. Ain't a long video, I know. You're probably thinking, well, usually, Wither Dave, you have one that's way longer than that. And like, yeah, I know. But I just want to get on here and, just chit-chat with people. Show you the spoons and, just show you things that, just some whittling, nothing important. Like I said, I got Burger King setting up tomorrow. All that stuff, and waiting for my wife to come in. But when she's off the road, it is stressful for me and everything. But anywho, just wanted to just get on here and say hi. Good morning. Y'all have a blessed one. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for building this channel. Without you guys, this channel never would have built. You know, I mean, you did it. I'm just a guy that provided some crazy old wood carving and wanted to talk to you. But to be truthful, without you guys, it never would have built. It never would have been as far as it is. I never would have met people like I have, and people wouldn't have came to my shop. So I appreciate it. I just wanted to tell you that. When I tell you people I love you and I appreciate you, that's from the bottom of my heart. That's 100%. I do. But anywho, get out there and just whittle today. You don't have to be this. Pick a stick up. I was cutting another heart a while ago. I love carving hearts. You know, just whittle. I was waiting for the Family Dollar opening up, and I always bring a bag with me. I always got knives, and I always got wood. And I was leaning on the hood and carving mice and carving gnomes this morning, waiting for them to open up. You know, it's this. I can't shut this off. My Google brain. I'm a true artist. I'm a true hand carver, drawer, painter, designer. 100% true to that. I'm never, I can't please my own brain. Drives me nuts sometimes. But anywho, again, appreciate, thank you. Thank you for building this channel. And thank you for subscribing, liking, and giving me comments. Remember, daveposton@gmail.com is the best way to get a hold of me. If you send me an email, send me pictures. God, I love pictures when people do. You know, just send me pictures. Like I said, I'll be telling you about this gift that I got on probably the next video. But anywho, thank you again. You all have a blessed one. And Willard Dave will just talk to you later. Thank you.